But what I will not tolerate is the 3 or 4 people that have like a billion fucking names coming into my room and starting all the shit, man. Because I just go off, dude. It's keep it real time, bro. This is keep it real time, man. You're more than welcome to talk in the chat log. But when the stupid shit starts flying, right? Like, oh, Miss Dark Skywatcher on live right now. Let's go talk to Miss Dark Skywatcher about how she's abusive to the children. Let's go talk to Miss Dark Skywatcher about all of her domestic violence convictions. Let's go talk to Miss Dark Skywatcher about how she had a fucking baby with drugs in the baby's system. And how fucking Mr. Dark Skywatcher was never even involved in her life. How is that Mr. Dark Skywatcher's fault? That Mrs. Dark Skywatcher is a piece of shit, whore, drug addict. Right? How's that my fault, man? If we want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If you want to go over there and talk about it, those are some of the questions I would be asking her. Miss Dark Skywatcher, why is it that your son confirmed to CPS that you fucking knocked him in the face so hard that you put a fucking gap in his tooth? Why is it that your son confirmed to CPS that you busted his fucking nose open? Why is it confirmed to CPS through your own son's mouth that you're violent and abusive? And that he doesn't want to live with you. He wants to fucking be with daddy. But you had to lie to get your kid, right? Because I won you. We can go ask her those questions because those are the real questions. Mrs. Dark Skywatcher, why were you convicted of hitting a coworker? Are you going to fucking try and say that your coworker abuses you? Mrs. Dark Skywatcher, why did you fucking hit and beat and abuse a senior citizen who was dying of cancer and half paralyzed on one side of her body? We can go ask her those questions because she was definitely convicted of that. Most definitely. I know that one for a fact because that senior citizen that she fucking abused and fucking hurt was my aunt, dying of cancer, paralyzed on one side of her body. We can go fucking ask the hard questions. We can go ask the real questions. Do you want to go ask the real questions? We can go ask the real questions, man. We can go ask the real questions about how is it that you fucking want to be a whore when your fucking husband's nowhere around, but yet, and you keep getting busted for the shit and your husband's nowhere around. Who's making you do shit? You got knocked up by a trick. Let's go ask her that question. Where did your other daughter come from? The one that Mr. Dark Skywatcher took in as his own. The one that you fucking gave Mr. Dark Skywatcher's last name. Because you knew that her daddy was a trick. Some random fucking trick. And then who did you look to be daddy? Right? Me. Why? Because I got a fucking heart. And I said from the get-go that little girl deserved a daddy. Let's go ask the real questions. Let's go ask those real fucking questions, man. Don't come to my channel with your stupid shit. You want to ask questions to Ms. Dark Skywatcher. Let's go ask some real fucking questions. Let's ask the real questions. Why is it you have all the domestic violence convictions, but Mr. Dark Skywatcher has absolutely none at 41 years old? You're only 28, Miss Dark Skywatcher. You've been convicted multiple times of domestic violence and assault on 2 different individuals. My aunt, who was a senior citizen, dying of cancer, half paralyzed, and your co-worker at Carl's Jr. What's your excuse? I mean, we could ask real questions, guys. Why don't we ask why she has all the domestic violence convictions and I have absolutely none? Because I'm not a violent individual. Because even my son confirms, Daddy doesn't touch Mommy. Mommy doesn't know how to keep her fucking hands off people. The only thing that Mommy knows is violence. The only thing that Mommy knows is hate. The only thing that Mommy knows is how to fucking yell and scream. The only thing that Mommy knows is how to abandon us with Daddy, who's always been there for us. Never left our fucking side. Daddy didn't disappear for 6 months at a time and show up for 1 hour and then take back off again. Let's go ask the real questions to Miss Dark Skywatcher. Let's go do it. We can go do it, man. You can go do it. I don't give a shit. Because those are the real questions. That's documented. That's documented. Period. Ain't nobody made that woman be a whore. She was a whore. Ain't nobody makes that woman do anything she doesn't want to do except for herself. Admitted. On video, which I already showed today. Admitted. Proud to suck dick at 8 months pregnant, out there whoring herself for drugs when Mr. Dark Skywatcher ain't even with her. He ain't even living in the state at the time. But she's over there begging my parents for money so she could put gas in the tank to go suck dick for drugs, admitting to it happily on videotape. Bet you didn't know you were being videotaped by my brother, did you, Miss Dark Skywatcher? Did you? And guess what? It's Arizona. We don't need your permission to air it. I need my brother's permission, my mother's permission, and my aunt's permission. And guess what? I got all three of their permission. I don't need your permission. Maybe you should look over your fucking shoulder next time you want to go to my family's home and go be abusive to my family because they're sick of your shit. They record you. Why? Because they took a page out of my book. Record everything. Record everything. Right? Go ask the real questions, man. Don't come to my channel and try and portray that shit like that fucking cunt is an innocent fucking person. That lady is abusive, a liar, a cheater, a scammer, a child abuser. Period. A thief. Went to jail for stealing my fucking dad's car. Did you tell everybody about that? How I had to beg my father, who's gung-ho, stickler for the fucking rules and the law, Navy fucking Vietnam vet, honest, decent fucking man, turning around telling me, fuck that, she stole my car, she's going to jail. Here's me, Dad, she's 8 months pregnant, dude, please don't press charges on her. Please, don't. I don't want my baby to be born in a jail. Dad, please. Don't do it for me, don't do it for her. Do it for your fucking granddaughter or your grandson, whichever it's going to be. You do not want that baby born in the custody of the state, Dad. Please, do not press charges. Yeah, so I talked my dad out of fucking lifting those charges. The fact remains, you stole this fucking car, you bitch. I don't see any of that shit on my record, man. The only fucking bullshit I got on my record is shit that you get me mixed up into with your fucking bullshit, scam, and lies. The only thing I ever did on my own that fucked me up was I didn't transport my gun over state lines the proper way. I carry a gun in Arizona, no problem, dude. Legal, legit. You go over state lines, though, you got to transport it a certain way. I wasn't transporting it properly. I was off just a bit. Big fucking deal. I don't care. I'm not robbing. I'm not stealing. I'm not the one that's pregnant doing fucking drugs, having a baby, and then having the hospital come and say, hey, bitch, what the fuck is there drugs in this baby's system for? Right? To see, this is the better show than the Miss Dark Skywatcher show because we can get some legit truth right here. I wasn't pregnant doing drugs. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't have to make up a bunch of lies to try and save my ass the way that Miss Dark Skywatcher did. Right? I don't know, man. All that alcoholism. The guy that you fucking took my son around that was abusing my son. The pedophile that you fucking took my kids around because you were using that pedophile, Terrence. I won't say his last name, that would be illegal. But I could say his first name, Terrence, out there in the Phoenix area, right? 60-year-old fucking pedophile. What the fuck are you doing at 28 years old dating a 60-year-old man whose own daughter fucking said he molested me in the divorce with his wife? Why are you taking my kids around him? Why would you fucking do that? 28 years old, why are you with a 60-year-old guy? Oh, that's right, he put a bunch of credit cards out there for you and you charged up like 40 grand on his fucking credit cards and then you bailed. Didn't matter to you that he was a fucking pedophile. All that mattered to you was you got him for his money. The way that you tried to get me for my money. And the way that you tried to get Brian for his money. But see, eventually everybody wakes up and realizes the bitch just wants my money. And if I ain't giving her the money, then she ain't happy anymore. And then she tries to scam it and steal it and do all these other things and threaten you and fucking blackmail you. You better do this or I'm going to do that. Well, fuck you, go do it. You ain't blackmailing me. You ain't threatening me. Right? I don't know, guys. I would really love for fucking people to really go ask her the real fucking questions, the hard questions, man. Why is it that you're a convicted fucking domestic violence repeat offender? Why is it you have other convictions for violence outside of domestic violence? Why is it that you had a baby with drugs in your system? Why is it you fucking say a bunch of lies about your ex-husband that you cannot fucking prove because they didn't happen? Why is it that your ex-husband has never been convicted of any violent crime in his life? Because, lady, people that are violent, that abuse people, do that their entire lives. At 41 years old, I think that I would have a fucking big, big trail of that shit if that's how I was. But you're 28 years old and you already have a mile-long trail of abuse. What does that say, man? How does that speak towards you? And how does that speak towards me? That speaks exactly towards me the way that I'm saying. I'm not violent, but you are. I would really go ask the bitch the hard questions. Why are you trying to use your ex-husband as a platform to boost your shitty love and atheist movement? Why are you trying to use your ex-husband as a YouTube channel, man? That bitch cannot sing for shit. She sounds like a dying cat. You guys know that she went on America Got Talent, right? After I left her in 2011 when I left that bitch because she was being a whore. Still wouldn't stop being a whore, and then started hearing voices in her head in jibber jabber saying God was talking to her. I got the kids and I left because I said, you ain't going to drown my kids because the voice in your head told you to. So I left her, right? You know what she did? She went out, got pregnant by a fucking trick, and then she went out to California because she thought that she had talent. So she goes on America's Got Talent for an audition. Guess what? They told that bitch, get the fuck off this stage. You're garbage. You're garbage. You have no business even singing in the shower. Right? Who do you think she called to whine and cry about? She didn't call the trick that she fucking had, that she to take her out there. She didn't go crying to him. She came crying to me, man. And what did I tell her? I told you couldn't sing, lady. I'm a professional musician. I know what it takes to be in the music industry, and you don't got what it takes, man. So why do you keep trying to use me as a platform for your epic fails, and why do you keep trying to accuse me of the shit that you're the one that's doing? I could guarantee you the bitch is sitting on the Logan show right now talking about he abuses me, he does this, he does... Where is it? Prove it. You're fucking making the accusation, lady. Provide the burden of proof. Because for everything that I say about you, I have the burden of proof to provide. I could show your records. I could show all your emails. I could show our son in his own video log diaries saying how big of a piece of shit his own mom is because mommy was gone for 6 months, came and fucking showed up for an hour on the day before Mother's Day, and then said she would take her son and spend the day with him, but then she disappeared again for another 6 months. So said son makes video diaries saying, fuck my mom, she's a piece of shit. I hope she doesn't come back. I'm tired of her fucking disappearing and then showing up for an hour and thinking that she's going to be my mom. Right? We could go for it, man. I got the burden of proof. I've given it to everybody of note. That's why they all tell you that you're full of shit, lady. Period. Period. I would love people to go over there and ask the real questions. Ask the real questions.